You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. It is impossible if you are an LSU fan to not have been paying attention or be aware of what Keylan Moses is doing helping build the 2025 LSU class. Devin Harper, who committed over the weekend, was with us just about 30 minutes ago. And when I mentioned Keylan's name, he said, "That's the greatest recruiter in the world." Well, the greatest recruiter in the world is sitting to my left right now. Keylan Moses in studio with us. 2025 4-star out of U-High here in Baton Rouge. How are you, man?
You know, I'm doing good. Just a little tired, but, you know, I had to put that work in all day. So it's been a pretty hectic day, but I'm here.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. What's a day like for you right now? So you had to put the work in all day. You're a high school junior heading toward your senior year. What's a day like for you right now?
So throughout the week, I'm working out maybe 2 or 3 times a day. You know, I wake up early in the morning around 4:30. Well, no, 4. I leave the house around 4:30. And I go to Traction. Shout out to Traction. Shout out to Tevin Bowden.
Young Tev getting the shout out. It only took us 60 seconds into this convo. Young Tev's already getting a shout out.
Yeah, so that's my trainer, Tevin. And afterwards, you know, I take a shower at my friend's house. And I head to school. You know, school is 8 hours. And then after school, I head to football. Then after football, I go to track. And then after track, I may have, you know, a DB session with Ken Anio. Or if not, I'm at home doing homework or just chilling. So, yeah.
What events do you do in track?
4x2, 4x1, 100, and 200.
You're sprinting?
Yeah.
So you said you do DB drills. Are you going to play DB or linebacker at the next level?
Linebacker, but it's always good to be, you want to do everything you can as a player.
It's always good to be fast?
Yeah, fast and just versatile. You know, coaches love that.
Yeah, man. That's incredible. I was prepared for you to tell me you were doing like some field events.
Oh,
no. You're sprinting.
Yeah, sprinting. You always got to be fast. That's the major thing coaches look for in a player, you know, speed.
It's I'm glad you went through that because I think sometimes I think there's a lot of adults listening to us right now hearing you say you wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
and just let out an audible groan because the thought of getting up at 4 a.m. to do anything, let alone go work.
You got to be really disciplined to do that. And, you know, considering I want to graduate early, you want to have that type of mentality. You got to get up and grind. You know, you got to be willing to do anything for that team. So to have that mindset, I might as well start early instead of later.
Where did that mindset come from?
I guess you could say watching my older brother and, you know, the people around me. So if you want to be the best, you got to do the bad things to get to the great things.
Is any of that innate? Meaning you can watch other people do it, but you still have to be, to a degree, a self-starter.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm sure there's a lot of people who have, like your brother played high-level college football, played in the NFL. There's people who have siblings that play in the NFL that don't have the same drive or motivation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But clearly you have it. So have you always been that way?
No, as soon as I realized I could be, you know, the one to provide for my family, you know, my mother, I knew it was more than just me. Because, at the start of my recruitment, I'll be honest, I didn't want to go to LSU. But considering I did, you know, there's more factors than just me. It's just my mom and my little brother. So, you know, there's things I got to do to take care of them. So, you know, when I wake up and have that little moan and groan, I don't want to get up. I just think about them and the people I'm taking care of and the people I stayed home for. So that's really what drives me.
It's super mature, man. Are you 16?
I just turned 17 in November.
Just turned 17?
Yeah.
High school junior, 17 years old.
Yeah.
That's that's a very mature outlook for a guy any age, let alone 17 years old. You said that initially when your recruitment started, you didn't want to go to LSU. Why?
Well, I wanted to, you know, see things outside of Louisiana. I wanted to, I knew there was bigger and better things outside of Louisiana. Like, you know, I wanted to explore. You know, one of my main things when I was younger was traveling. When my older brother was going through his recruitment process, one of his main things was going everywhere. And mind you, me and my little brother were literally everywhere with him. So going around traveling, driving everywhere was like the best thing of it. I mean, I didn't know what was going on, but it was so fun. So, I mean, I just wanted to experience life outside of Louisiana. But as time went on and the list started to get more slim, I mean, the boot was the only option.
Yeah.
I mean, staying home and being that hometown hero and just providing for my family and being that family name, and just there's nothing like being a big name in your own your own state, and just, you know, looking out for the kids you've been around for the longest. So it's a lot that goes into being at home and staying at home, but the major part of it is taking care of my mom and my little brother.
Yeah. You were when Dylan was going through his recruitment, you would have been 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8.
So
those ages.
What do you remember about like schools or coaches? Like what things? I mean, I think it's interesting. Like when we start to remember things, that's probably about the age.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think about, okay, what are the first memories I have? Probably about that age. So what are the things you remember?
So I remember just a lot of coaches and people like liking him. Like that's all I remember. I also remember him just being really good.
He was a good player.
Yeah, I mean, I just knew we were going to a bunch of schools and a bunch of places. I mean, I didn't know where we were going. I just knew we was going to a bunch of places that weren't home. So, you know, it was pretty cool watching that. But of course I didn't know what was going on. But as I got older, I started to put the pieces together. But, you know, at the time I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I was happy to be a part of the ride. So, yeah, that's the only thing I remember.
Keylan Moses is in studio with us. I got a lot that I want to talk about with you. One of the things that you have said a bunch publicly is like a commitment you made to Brian Kelly to be in the sort of lead recruiter, this Pied Piper. Why do you feel like you have that responsibility?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. When I first committed, it wasn't meant for me to commit. The time I went there, I wasn't planning on committing. I actually went to talk to Coach Frank one day, and that was the time I wanted to, that was around the time I wanted to commit, because I knew I wanted to commit before my senior year and to really fully focus on my team. I wanted to commit and just, get the recruitment process out of the way, because my senior year is the only year and the last year before my college process. And, I wanted to fully dedicate my time to my team and myself to, get my body right and really just focus on my team, because at the end of the day, I want to get a state championship and be with those guys, because, that's my last time being with those guys. So I went up there, I wanted to talk to them because they were, of course, going to be in my, list that slimmed down from almost 30 to like 8 in such a slim time. But, I went up there and I asked Coach Frank, why was I one of y'all's guys? Like, why was I so important? And he basically explained to me, like, what I'm doing now, recruiting guys and my love for the university. I mean, it's nothing like no other. And I love this university. I love everything about it. I love being an LSU Tiger. I love everything that comes with it. I mean, the dog mentality, the swag they had. I mean, at the time when I was 8, I used to watch Tyrann Mathieu highlights, Leonard Fournette highlights. I mean, all those guys. And both those guys stayed home. And, there was a big reason for it. They wanted to be a hometown hero, and I wanted to be just like them. And, keeping guys in home and grabbing guys out from out of state, I mean, there's nothing like that. It's nothing more than just bringing those guys and teaching them about BK's plan, because, there's nothing more like it. We're coming in. It's big. He just needs to get his feet wet these first 2 years. And now that he has the guys, like, I'm not going to say too much on the 2024 class, because we still coming with that. But we still coming with that. But the 2024 class is getting bigger and bigger day by day. And, all he needed was to get his feet wet, and the plan is just getting better and better. As you can see, we got the best defensive staff in the country with the best fan base. It doesn't get better than being an LSU Tiger. So, that's all I advocate to these guys. You can't necessarily beat LSU. You could beat the team, but you can't beat them for what it's for. Being an LSU Tiger is just different from anybody else. And being from here is different. You could be out of state and be an LSU Tiger, but being here and being an LSU Tiger, it means a lot. You carry that weight on your name. You carry that weight everywhere you go. And it's just a lot. And I have a lot of love for this team, and I have a lot of love for Brian Kelly himself for coming in and, taking in our heritage and our culture and, blending it in for wherever he came from and, taking it out on guys like me. So I'm glad they gave me an opportunity to, get guys like Bryce Underwood, Harlem Barrett, Decorian Moore. But, I felt like it was my purpose to, give out his word and, be one of his ambassadors to, get those guys and up his plan in a way.
I loved your tweet a couple days ago when you said, like, maybe they should put me on payroll.
No, because a lot of people have been saying that. They've been commenting that under my Instagram handle and my Twitter handle. They'll be like, you gotta be getting paid for this type of stuff. Like, you're just getting everybody you need and everybody you want. I mean, it's just the way I, produce it to people, advocate it to people. So
should I really be on payroll? I mean, why not?
It was just the question. It was just the question.
Get this guy an NIL deal. Get him on payroll. I mean, you're working. You're worth it. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.